excited to tell you and introduce you to a person that I saw a few years ago on TV. And his charisma and his personality really captured my heart. And I thought, you know what is exciting? Is this is someone who is young enough to be around a while.
Thank you.
And I appreciated that.
Your words to God's ears.
And as a teacher, I also appreciate what you've done for education. And using the example that you did in Maryland, you know, I would love to see some things happen. We have a really dire situation here, and so you are very motivational and inspiring to see some of the things and the work that you've done out there. So I encourage all of you who have not taken a look to look at some of the work he's done and the examples that he's laid out for some of the rest of our states and counties. So I am so glad that you're here. We were talking about the Women's March. I know a lot of you here were at the Women's March.
How many of you at the Women's March? Yeah, all right.
And he said he was there with his family too. So welcome
Awesome.
to Bakersfield.
Thank you.
Glad that you're here.
Thank you. Let's give it up for Madam President. Hey, thank you guys for being here. You were so quiet when I came around the corner. Are you fired up? Yeah, so Tuesday's the big primary, huh?
Yes.
So you all run after burners, rather?
Yes.
It's awesome to see the supervisor taking the time to be here, and our vice chair. Thank you for everything that you do for the party, and thank you all for the backbone that you are giving to this campaign and to this race. You know, sometimes great countries make bad mistakes, but good people correct them quickly, right? And that's what we have the opportunity to do now. Look, I am in California today for one overwhelming primary reason, and that is to support Tatiana Matta to be your next congresswoman. We were just out knocking on a couple of doors in the heat. I understand you're going to be doing some phone banking maybe later.
Yeah.
That is so critically important. Look, I want to share with you just before I introduce Tatiana, I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I'm seeing across the country. After the last general election, I think all of us, I'm sure it's true of each and every one of you, you know, we felt in our heart that we needed to become more active, not less, right? And so that's what I have been doing, and that's what each of you have been doing. And it's so critically important. Look, we went a long 240 years before we made a mistake like we made. But the good news is right now are the midterms. So we have the opportunity, even with as badly drawn as some of these congressional district lines are, we have the ability to elect a new Congress. You have the ability as one of 36 states in these United States to elect a new state legislature, to elect a new governor. And the elections in those 36 states and those state legislative races and those congressional races are going to shape our country for the days ahead. We can't undo what's been done, but we can change what's going to happen tomorrow. And we do it by the way we campaign today for good and decent people. Look, there's been a big mood shift out there. There have been over 100 special elections that have happened for state senate, state house races. And I've been in 20 states last year for 36 different candidates. And out of those 100 races, about 50 of them have stayed the same in terms of party control. But in the other 50%, we have won 42 out of 47 races that have flipped, have gone Democrat. And a lot of those winning candidates are fresh new faces. People that are running for the first time. Not all of them are young. Some of them are older, mature people that decide at a point of advanced transition in their retirement that this is what they're going to do. I'm thinking of Carrie Lerner, a 50-year-old real estate agent up in New Hampshire. She was running in a district that Donald Trump had won by 7 points. She went out and knocked on doors and won by about 10 points in that district. I asked her, what's the key? You know what she said? Something that a lot of these men and women have told me again and again. They said, Martin, people are just looking for decent people that share their concerns, that are willing to roll up their sleeves and get in there and not only fight for that better country that we carry in our hearts, but also that are willing to listen, to cross the aisle, to realize that whether we're Democrats or Republicans or independents, we're all in this together. and we're all going to the same place. So, if you will, it's a calling forward of the goodness within us as a people. And that's what Tatiana has the ability to do. Let me share with you just a couple reasons why I'm out here for her. In my uphill presidential race, Tatiana stepped up with me and co-chaired our task force on veterans and military families. And she did it fearlessly. She worked hard. She brought people together in a consensus to put forward what I thought was a pretty leading policy. In fact, it helped to inform the most progressive platform the party's ever had. She was just a volunteer. She's a mom and a military spouse that wanted to make the system work better for people that she knew were, needed the help. And that's how she got into this. Her background, her advocacy, her marketing background as a businesswoman, serving on the local school district governing board, and throwing herself with energy and compassion into things like the Sexual Assault Recovery Center and other nonprofits. Look, it's all about people. It's about putting people ahead of party. When we lose sight of the fact that parties and our government's supposed to work for people, we lose sight of our true selves, right? It's time to return to our true selves. And the only way we're going to do that is by electing people to the House of Representatives who will actually represent us. We send people to Congress not to fight each other, but to attack our problems, right? So ladies and gentlemen, you have the ability, the blessing really, to take to Kevin McCarthy the sort of candidate that he will fear most. A woman who has been, it's a mom, a military spouse, believes deeply in our country and everything that the American dream holds out to ourselves and to our kids. Please welcome the next Congresswoman, Tatiana Matta.
I'm very excited to be here today and share with you this moment. I'm very thankful for the governor for coming in today and sharing those kind words. It's very meaningful to me to have worked in your campaign. It changed my life. It did. Just having the opportunity as a young Latina, to influence what the nation sees as policy, to me was extremely meaningful. I remember the day that I was actually someone said, hey, do you want to work on this? And it was Gabriela Domensay. She's an amazing young woman that's very bright and fierce Latina. And I said, if anything you need, just let me know. She talked to the governor, and a few minutes later we were talking on the phone and making sure that we were part of the team. I can't tell you enough how much empowerment I received from his campaign, how much opportunities I received. And again, as a young woman trying to get into politics, it was extremely meaningful. When I look back at what I've done throughout the years in my advocacy and volunteer work, I look at this community who has embraced us as a military family, who has welcomed us to run for a congressional seat, who has supported us when times get rough, and who has taken the opportunity to canvass, to phone bank, to say great things about our campaign. I can't be thankful enough. I want to thank every one of you for coming in, for supporting us, for having a voice. I see so many leaders here within your communities. Kimberly, thank you so much for your kind words. You've been a great friend. Thank you for introducing the governor. For the Women's March, for all you do for Democratic Women of Current, thank you. Thank you, Cheryl, for all you do. I'm very thankful. Sometimes we don't thank people enough. And Sandy, and everyone, even Andres, thank you so much for coming. I am very thankful for all you do. I have no words to tell you how much this race means to me, how much we're going to bring back to this district. We're talking about economic development, bringing in new jobs. When we go out there and talk to people, we talk about the disappointment they have when they don't find jobs. They want to just leave, and that's not fair. Our young people want to stay. They want to contribute to this county. They want to contribute to this district. We want to bring back federal money to make sure that the school district have the federal funds they need to be successful. As a trustee for a school district, I know what it takes to have successful school districts. And we do need federal money in here. This representative does not have any interest in education. And that's something I'm gonna change. In order to make our communities better, we need to educate our children. And that's one of my priorities. Also healthcare. In a military community, we have healthcare, a government-ran healthcare system. It is real. We have TRICARE. That's what we do. We can actually get that government-ran system, learn from the good and the bad, and actually implement it at a national level. I want to see everyone have an opportunity to have good quality healthcare in this country, not just the military families. I'm gonna leave you all with this because I know you want to talk to the governor. We only have 7 days to go.
7 days.
7 days, that's all we got. 7 days to make history, to make sure that this district changes back to blue.
Sí.
That this district has a representative that actually cares about people. That's gonna make a difference from day one, that collaborates with people, brings people together, creates partnerships, and get things done. That's what I bring to the table. And I'm grateful for your support. I'm grateful for the governor's support. And I wanna thank you all for supporting my campaign since day one. Thank you so much.